Hi, I'm Paris, and I love my Kindle Oasis. I drooled over this for a couple years at the Amazon store, the demo model they have, before finally getting one. All it took was getting cancer. Turns out when you're doing chemo and you have the chemo mitts on to prevent neuropathy, you can't turn the screen. So the Oasis has buttons to turn the screen, so I finally got one. And compared to my old Kindle Paperwhite that I upgraded from, I love the wider screen, the brighter screen, so many features about it. Even at the higher price, I got it last year on sale for about $249, currently goes for about $280. I thought it was certainly worth the money, makes reading a real joy. And then I saw in the news that Amazon was announcing a new version of the Kindle Paperwhite, version 5 for Christmas 2021, and wouldn't you know it, they took just about all the features from the Oasis and put them into this for half the price. Amazon! No, it's good. If they can take the great features of the Kindle Oasis and put it in a reader that's half the price so people can enjoy reading the way I enjoy reading with this, it's a great thing, even if I could have spent half the money and gotten almost everything I needed in the new Kindle Paperwhite. But in a video I did last year comparing the then current Paperwhite to the Oasis, I was able to say Oasis is worth the extra money. It's just that much better. Can I say that anymore? I'm going to compare these two and let you know. Now this is the standard edition of the Kindle Paperwhite, version 5. There is a signature edition that goes for $50 more for more memory and wireless charging, a few other features that I didn't really feel would enhance my reading experience. I'm excited to see what this looks like. I've heard it doesn't have the bump on the back that the Oasis has, which I actually like the bump on the back of the Oasis. It's helpful to hold it for reading, I find, though I've read a lot of people don't like that. First thing I noticed looking at it, bigger screen. Also the front is nice and flush. And on the back, it really looks like the back of Kindle Paperwhite, just wider, compared to the back of my Oasis, and it looks significantly different. And here's the front of the new Kindle Paperwhite compared to the front of my Oasis. You can see the screen's about equally reflective there. And you can see this strip on the edge here with my buttons. In the box with the Paperwhite, you also get charging cable, which is finally USB Type-C, but you don't get any charging block. You'll have to use one from your phone, and the little instruction guide. I've got the new Paperwhite set up. You can see it here, the lock screen, and over here, my Oasis. The screen should be very close in size, but for some reason my Oasis still looks much larger. I'm thinking it's a little illusion because of the bar there with the buttons. I've hit the power button on each to light up the screens. And I've swiped up on each. Here's my home screen on each. A little bit different book options on them, as well as the lighting isn't set on the new Kindle the way I normally have it. This is how it comes out of the box. And that's the Kindle Paperwhite version 5 over here. I set the brightness and warmth to the same settings on both, but the screens to me look a fair bit different. Let me close the blinds here and show you in a darkened room what they look like. Yeah, it's quite noticeable difference. There's more of a yellowish tint at this setting on the new Kindle Paperwhite 5. There, now you can see it, right? I suppose I can just adjust the settings, but I want my new one to look like I have my old one. Let me see if I can get them to look exactly the same. Interestingly, I can't. I'm going to have my daughter have a go at this. She has a better eye than me for artistic things like matching the color and the brightness. This is the closest I could get. But it's like there's almost like on the Oasis, there's a little bit of a pinkish or red hue that's there that I can't get to show up on the Kindle Paperwhite 5. But let me have her take a look at it, see what I can do. And I might try reading on this for a bit just to see how it feels, get my font setting the same, and I'll report back to you after I've tried this out for a little bit. So I've taken a couple days, done quite a bit of reading on the new Kindle Paperwhite 5, and I'm liking it quite a lot. I didn't want to like it quite so much. I wanted to be able to say with certainty that the Kindle Oasis was still the absolutely best deal if you really want a quality e-reader, but man, this is good. As for the difference in the color of the screens when you go for warmer light, I asked my artist daughter about it, and she said that the Kindle Oasis has more of a sunset orange when you add in the warmth, whereas the new Kindle Paperwhite has a tangerine orange. In other words, there's a little bit of red in this that you don't get in this. Now, when looking at them both, I asked her which she'd rather read on, and she actually liked the new Kindle Paperwhite, whereas I prefer that little bit of pinkish red mixed in. I don't know what it is, maybe just because I'm so used to it, but I do like the Oasis color better. Is there actually a difference? Turns out there is. The Kindle Paperwhite 5 is using a new screen, which allowed it to have a faster page turning rate, which my other daughter, who has the previous version, Kindle Paperwhite, she noticed the difference. She really likes it too. Let's check out the page turning. Over here I have the Kindle Oasis. 1, 2, 3. Notice the little delay there. Over here, the new Kindle Paperwhite. 1, 2, 3. Let's go back 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is definitely faster, more responsive. It is on a lot of things that you tap. Library. There we go. Home. Just plain faster. And the comfort of holding them. The Paperwhite fits pretty easily in the hand. Sometimes I hold it with the little finger sticking out just below down there and rest it like that to read it. The Oasis, quite a bit larger. It feels a little unstable holding it like that, but you notice on the bottom it's got that lip. So handily, it also knows which orientation you have it in. So holding it with my fingers here on the edge of the lip, it's pretty stable, but holding it just with the finger underneath and sort of balanced like that is a little bit wide and wobbly. Something that will make a difference every time you charge it is on the Oasis. It's got a micro USB port. You've got to get it in the correct orientation, but the other effect of that is that USB-C can charge faster. And sure enough, they say that the new Paperwhite can charge faster. There's the USB Type-C port. So whereas with micro USB it takes hours and hours to charge up the Kindle Oasis and the older Kindles, the new 2021 Kindle Paperwhite can charge up in as fast as 2.5 hours from completely drained. And how long does the charge last? Well, the Oasis actually surprised me in that it didn't hold a charge quite as long as my previous Kindle Paperwhite, which was like a version from 4 or 5 years ago. The new 2021 Kindle Paperwhite, well, I haven't charged it since it came out of the box at, 69% charge or something, and I've read hours on it. It's at 39% now. It would probably go another week or two of me reading before I'd need to charge it up. I can already tell the battery lasts longer on the new Kindle Paperwhite than on the Oasis. Now I love my Kindle Oasis with the buttons for turning the page and the screen color with that little bit of red. I really do like that. This will continue to be my daily e-reader. But if I were coming into this with a several-year-old device right now and I didn't really care about the buttons or maybe that shade on the screen, man, would I pick this one in a minute. For $100 less with all the improvements they made, oh yeah, I'd have gotten this one. As it is, this 2021 Kindle Paperwhite will be an upgrade for my daughter's Paperwhite. I'm sure she will love it. Well, I already showed it to her and she already loved it, so I already know how that's going to go. If you've got an older version of a standard Kindle e-reader or even the Kindle Paperwhite or even an older model Oasis, boy, is it tempting to think about upgrading to this, especially at the price. Find out more about it at the link down below this video, and I'll see you on the next review.
There are so many choices and you don't want to stress. You want your health food at home, receiving only the best. That's what we're here for, we give honest reviews. parristx.